The Boston priest molested kids in 6 different parishes over the last 30 years. The church found out about it and did nothing.
Boston Globe editor Marty Baron, played by Liev Schreiber, assigns Spotlight, the paper's investigative team, to look into mounting evidence that scores of Catholic priests sexually abused young victims and that senior clergy covered up the abuse.
We need to focus on the institution, not the individual priests. Practice and policy. Show me the church manipulated the system so that these guys wouldn't have to face charges. Show me they put those same priests back into parishes time and time again. Show me this was systemic, that it came from the top down.
Marty Baron, the Globe's newly appointed executive editor, was not from Boston and not a Catholic, so he could see the story with fresh eyes.
But in Boston, I was called an outsider. And you know, vocabulary says a lot. It signals a lot. And I was viewed as someone who was not from Boston and not of Boston.
While digging, the Spotlight team met a wall of secrecy.
We understand you've settled several cases against the church.
I can't discuss that.
There aren't any records of any of these settlements.
Nope.
Gradually, they discovered that the scope of the Boston Archdiocese cover-up of the 70 pedophile priests was as large as the incidents of abuse themselves.
It's time, Robbie! It's time! They knew, and they let it happen! 2 kids!
Spotlight has been hailed as one of the best films this year for its stellar ensemble cast, its taut and intelligent script, its focused and deliberate story arc. But as Oscar nominee screenwriter Josh Singer says, the film is powerful because it reminds people how free investigative journalism can upend even the most powerful corrupt institutions.
It really was a world-changing piece of reporting in a way that, it's amazing, this very local story becomes international.
Oscar-nominated director Tom McCarthy says this is also a story of courage and integrity by the reporters who risked their reputations to make the church's abuse of power public.
Ultimately, in many ways, this movie, for me, is about faith. Different types of faith, but faith. And I think it's something that, at some point or another, we all wrestle with.
This is not just Boston, it's the whole country, it's the whole world.
They knew, and they let it happen! It could have been you, it could have been me, it could have been any of us!
Penelope Poulou, VOA News, Washington.